What's up guys, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a New Year's Eve eye look for you guys, but I'm not just going to be doing one look, I'm actually going to be doing two. So on one eye I'm going to be doing a more neutral but still, glam look for New Year's Eve, and on the other eye I'm going to be doing something a little bit more colorful, a little bit more spunky and vibrant, and I know that's not everyone's vibe, so that's why I'm going to do the two different looks today. So if you're interested in getting some inspiration for New Year's Eve, definitely keep on watching this video. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, be sure to before you leave. You can do that by clicking down below. Definitely ring the bell so you can be notified when I upload all my videos, and if you haven't followed me already on my Instagram, I will leave my handle down in the description. Let's do some makeup and get glam for New Year's Eve. I just want to say I hope you guys had an amazing holiday with your family. At least I hope you were able to celebrate with your family this year. I know this has been a very difficult situation, but I definitely hope you guys had a great time, at least enjoying the holiday in whatever capacity you're able to. So let's prime the eyes. Face is like the Sahara Desert right now. It's definitely very dry. So I think for my more neutral look, I'm going to be going in with the Tati Beauty palette. I put this in my gift guide for Christmas, and if you pick this up, that's perfect. If not, this look can definitely be accomplished with whatever you have on hand. I definitely want it to be something that's very accessible and easy to do on your own. This palette I think is perfect for any glam awesome look. I'm going to go in with Soothe the matte shade, which is this shade right here. I think this is such a great transition shade. So I'm just blending this into my crease, pulling the brush very loose because I want it to be very blown out. Hopefully everyone is being safe for New Year's Eve. Whether you're just staying in, going out to dinner, whatever, you could still, do your makeup and dress up just like you normally would for New Year's Eve. Honestly, that is what I'll be doing. Now that we have that shade blended out, I'm going to be going into Ritual, the matte shade, which is a darker brown. Okay, so this is kind of a weird shaped brush. You can definitely accomplish this without having this brush, but I really like this because I can kind of get into the crease very easily and very precisely. So I'm going to take Ritual on that brush. Now I'm going to start by just going into the crease. Let's see if I can do this looking into the monitor. And so I'm just packing that in to the crease. Now I'm just swiping and slightly buffing. Dragging it slightly on the outer corner. Now I'm going back in with that first brush and buffing that out. So I really concentrated the color in one area, and now I can buff it out. I'm gonna go back into Soothe and just make sure that is really gelling together the way I want it. Now it's New Year's Eve. If you don't usually wear glitter, today your life is going to change. I recommend wearing some kind of pop of glitter just because it's New Year's Eve. It's that one day a year where, it's really acceptable. Honestly, any holiday is acceptable, or any day is honestly acceptable, but today especially. This is kind of a brown, like a light brown glitter. It's the Soothe glitter. I'm just gonna pack that all over where we haven't put any shadow. And I'm telling you, these shades, the performance is like A++, plus. As many pluses as I am allowed to give. Amazing. It's a party on my eyeball. I'm going back into that buffing brush, just kind of making sure everything is in its place. All right, so I actually ended up just winging this out slightly with that initial transition shade, and I will definitely clean up obviously once we finish the other eye. A very simple to do eye look, but something that looks very glam. So now we're gonna get into the other eye, and I'm gonna do something a little bit bizarre or out of maybe your comfort zone, but it's New Year's Eve. So I'm gonna go in with my Sigma brush. This is an E38, and I'm gonna be using this awesome palette that I got for Christmas. This is the Escape Bod palette from Kalidos Cosmetics, and this brand is so sick, you guys. I can't even explain how cool their stuff is. I mean, look at this. This is what the color story looks like, and it's so inspiring, and I wore this on Christmas. I wore the greens on my eyes on Christmas. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But I'm gonna be doing something a little bit more ethereal, purple, and I'm very excited. I'm actually going to start with this shade in the corner. If you're following along at home, this is a just more lilac tone that you can find in an assortment of palettes. I'm just going to be going into the crease with a very light hand. I am kind of blending it a little bit more upward towards the brow, and I'm really going throughout the entire crease. And now that I have that build to where I want it to be as of this moment, I'm going to go in with something a little bit darker, but purple still. I'm going to be going into this purple shade right here. This is called Mardi Gras. Oh my gosh, this is so sick. I want to put this all over my face. So I'm just concentrating that color in the corner and blending upward. I'm actually taking a clean brush now and just making sure everything's fluffed out. That is so cool looking. Now we're gonna do some shimmer. So this shade in the middle has like a purpley blue shift, and that is this middle shade right here. It is called Space Oasis. So if you're following along at home, this is just more, again, like lilac, lavendery glitter shade. I'm just taking that second brush we used with the darker color, fluffing everything. Let's get started on the face. I'm gonna be going in with my Dominique Cosmetics and JD Witty collab. This is the Ultra Hydrating Complexion Primer. I'm severely dry, and so this is a great primer. This will also give you a nice dewy finish. So now that that's all rubbed in, I'm going to be going in with one of my all-time favorite foundations, and that is the Full Coverage foundation from The Ordinary. I need full coverage right now. I got a lot of breakouts. Just need a little bit of product. I'm just bouncing that in. This foundation is awesome in the full coverage foundation formula, but also the lightweight foundation formula. I love them both equally. Let's go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm going to be using a Fair Warm to brighten underneath the eyes. So I'm just hitting the high point of my face and a little under the under eyes, and I'm bringing that upwards to give a nice lifted effect. I don't have a darker color in that, so I'm going to use my Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer to cover up some blemishes like right here. So I'm just gonna let that product sit on there. If you let a product just sit in place and dry just a little bit, it'll make it more tacky and give it a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna be blending this out with the brush, then I'm gonna tap it out with my beauty blender. Really getting into the corners of my eyes and right against the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and just bounce that out. And I really cut that line of where the eyeshadow is with my concealer. That is the benefit of carving things out and using a brush before you go with the sponge. I'm going to set the under eyes, and I'm going to go in with something that I know I can trust throughout the entire night of New Year's Eve, all the way till 12 o'clock. That is going to be my Huda Beauty setting powder, and I use the shade Pound Cake. So I just pour some of that into my lid. I'm going to take my sponge. I'm not going to bake, but I am going to use this damp sponge to press under my eyes. Just like so. If you have really dry under eyes, or skin in general, I would not recommend baking under the eyes. These are the ambient lighting powders from Hourglass. I'm going to be using them as a glowing setting powder, and I'm going to be using my new double-ended Hourglass brush. I feel like a cool makeup person that I have this brush because everyone uses this brush. This shade right here just gives a nice, just like life to the skin. I'm actually going to mix some of that middle shade, just dust that on the forehead. Now that we have everything underway with the face, let's get into like bringing some life back again. So let's bronze up the face. I'm going to be going in with my Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer, just because this is a more sun-kissed bronze and I need that today. So we're just swirling the bronzer brush in, really coating it, and I'm going to start by going it around. Oh shoot, that was a lot of product. Definitely bringing that down the neckline. Now I'm going to go in with some blush. I think because I got two different things going on today, I'll just go in with something a little bit more neutral. So I'm going to be going with this kind of peachy blush from my Alamar Cosmetics blush trio. But again, use whatever you have at home. People are specific about blush, so whatever blush floats your boat. I love like a lot of blush, and I love these blushes because this color specifically, I feel like I can't put too much on my face because it's very, you know, subtle still. Just tapping a little over the nose. I'm gonna go in with just a very champagne highlight because I'm doing something very neutral for both eyes. Just hitting right here at the temples, and also right here where the light is going to reflect on the nose and the cupid's bow. Now I'm actually going to set the face because I want things to kind of have time to work with one another and really gel into the skin before I leave. I used my all-nighter today because Again, this is like perfect for locking everything in. I trust it. So let's go in and finish off these eyes. So I'm gonna go back into the Tati Beauty palette and start off with that Soothe light brown shade. And I'm going to take a more concentrated brush. And I'm really just buffing that out, but I'm connecting it to that outer corner. And I'm just going to take, actually this brush. This is perfect for just adding a little bit of that dark brown shade and hitting right on this outer corner under the eye so I can match that effect that we gave on the upper eyelid. I'm just kind of dragging that slightly and buffing it just a little bit. I'm gonna go in with, this is from the Aura column, it's just a kind of a champagne glitter, adding that to the brow bone, and then on my pinky I'm gonna take it again and just hit the inner corner. I love it. Let's hit this eye with mascara before going on to the next eye. I'm going in with my Air Volume Mega Mascara from L'Oreal. This is new to me and I absolutely love it. Getting the upper lashes too really locks in that glitter. Okay, now that this eye is where I want it to be, it's nice and glam and bold and smoky, we're gonna get back into that colorful side and I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take the same brush that we were working with, the kind of more concentrated end, and I'm going to actually take this vibrant blue shade and smoke it out right on my lashes. Okay, I found that I need to pack on the shade first and then I can buff it. So I'm kind of just placing it right now along the entire lower lash line, kind of like a liner in a sense. And then I'm taking the other end and just gonna smoke that. Gonna take some more of that Mardi Gras shade and kind of buff that right into it and connect it. Now because this palette doesn't have a lighter glitter shade, I'm gonna actually go back into the highlighter and do what I did on that eye and place this right along the brow bone, a little bit on my pinky, and hit that inner corner. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this, do my little whoop-dee, and just kind of outline slightly. I think that is where I want it to be. So let's hit this with mascara as well, and then we'll finish off with the brows and lips. All right, we are so close to being done with this awesome look, or looks. I'll take just my Glossier Brow Flick and just kind of add a little bit of dimension in the more sparse areas of my brow. Let's just hit it with some tinted brow gel. Use whatever you got, but I'm using the Boy Brow from Glossier. Really separates the brow hairs very well. All right, now lips. Let's start off by lining the lips, and I'll do something a little bit more neutral today. I got this awesome like giant stack of liners from ColourPop for Christmas. I love it. Like literally every color is here. But I'm just gonna do something very neutral to line my lips. So I just line the lips how I like to. Should we do a gloss? Glosses aren't very mask friendly, but I keep wearing gloss. Let's do this. This is the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline. If you have not tried these are amazing. This is in the shade Amber. They're very like KKW vibe. All right, you guys, these are the final looks. Obviously, we very much so concentrated on the eyes today. So on this side, we definitely have the bronze, like goddess, smoky kind of vibe. But then over here, you get the more ethereal lilac purple side. Honestly, it's kind of a vibe wearing both of them at the same time. If you just look at me from one side, you would never like be able to tell that it's two different things going on, except for I'm going somewhere after this, so I guess I have to pick an eye or just take off my makeup completely. All right, well, I hope that you guys have an amazing New Year's Eve. Just remember to be safe. I hope this video gave you some inspiration for New Year's Eve or whatever you are celebrating coming up, or just maybe it was entertaining. I hope so. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me as always, and have a wonderful day. Bye.